Hey guys, how's it going? It's Tim. It is Sunday night. It's about 10:30. Just got out of the shower. I was working out in the garden all day for you Commonwealth guys. For everyone else, I was working out on my lawn. Today we're going full tilt Tabac. It's Sunday, so what I say goes. So I even use the deodorant. But because we're going full tilt Tabac, I will shut up and start loading. We're going to use the Rod Neep Custom because that brush deserves to be reckoned with. So let's get up to speed here. I've tried making 2 other videos in the last couple of weeks, and the kids were ornery, and required assistance during one. Damn puck came unstuck from the bottom of the dish that's entirely too big for it. Kids were unruly during one, and I completely fucked the other one up. Sorry about that. So this is shave number 98, or, well, you know, shave video number 98. We are loading the donkey shit out of this brush because, well, why wouldn't you? You want the lather to be good, right? Of course you do. So let's see what's new. I guess I can summarize that as far as today's events by saying, crabgrass, you're an asshole. Crabgrass was the, I had some lawn touch-ups to do. I had some places I needed to reseed. And the bane of my existence today was the roots of crabgrass. Which are, if you've ever dug up a yard, quite annoying. Let's get some of, there's lots of proto lather here. So let's get some of this off here. Get that in the bowl and ready to go to the party. And then scoop all of this proto lather out of the bowl. That should do. Ow. That water's really screaming hot because my sink decided to drain itself while I was in the shower. I'll try and only use 1 F-bomb today. But that's really, really flipping hot. Because I just refilled it. We got about 4 days of growth gone. But back to crabgrass and how assholey it is. You know, my intention was to just touch up a bit. What had happened was, what actually happened was that crabgrass reared its ugly head. Oh, and for tonight's shave, like, you know, Brian Davies might endorse a drink of some sort, I've got a special treat. I am in Ely, Cambridgeshire, but the gods have seen fit to put some Yingling Lager over on the Be Extra. For those that don't know, I'm from Pennsylvania. We have a thing for this. It's America's oldest brewery. It's a nice amber-colored lager, and it's quite good. I may or may not have had a few before I came up here to get a shower because my back is really, really damn sore. Oh, wow, that's going to be wet. See what happens? Do you see what happens, Larry, when you take a man the wrong way? I know I said 1 F-bomb. I'm trying to be nice. It's alright, this will buff out. The brush totally fell in the sink. But there was a ton of proto lather in here, so it should actually buff out. This is what happens when you're a one-take operation. So back to crabgrass. I've tried that a few times now. I had some areas I had to patch. And I know that I have crabgrass in the yard. I know that crabgrass is annoying as someone who cares about the state of their yard or their garden. The problem I was really having, it's just a pain in the ass because it grows sideways instead of up. I had no idea what the root system was like. If you've never dealt with the root system, Lord Almighty, shit's as big as your index finger around, and it's deep. So you have to rake down a good distance. And I initially had a swathe that was 12 square feet-ish. It's like a foot wide, and I'm thinking the width of my patio, that's got to be 10-ish square foot, and then a little bit on each side. And that's where the trouble started. So I'm using my nice garden rake. No, not a plastic like leaf and grass rake, like a proper, I want to plant some shit kind of rake. You know, metal tines spaced 3/4 of an inch apart. So I'm giving it hell with that, and I start hitting all these roots. And then I realized they were the crabgrass roots. Quite impolitely of them. They're very deep. They're probably 6-8 inches deep, the big main feeder trunks. And then just above them, you have the finer, holy crap, that's a lot of roots setup. So I dealt with it. The consequence was I was outside from about 2 p.m. till nearly 8 o'clock, just ridding 12 square feet of it. It took me like an hour to do the first, the other 12 square feet of patches. This lather looks pretty good. I think we're gonna roll with it. It's nice and sheeny, and it's got my favorite kind of, sort of, almost stiff peak. So it took me like an hour. Oh, 4 days of growth. I don't know if you can tell. 4 days of growth. So it took me like an hour to do this other section that was, you know, between all the spots, probably about the same area. And then it took me, 5 hours to deal with 12 contiguous square feet. So F you very much, crabgrass. Now, I am going to, this will bring us into something else, I promise. I'm going to, because I have so much growth, because I have so much growth, I'm using my slant. Sorry, two thoughts ended up mixed up. And I'm actually going to go with the grain on my neck today. Slant has an Astra that's been used a couple of times. So we're using the slant. Let's get rolling. So that spot in the yard ate up nearly all of my day. It's quite annoying. I'd much rather, almost got it. This is way harder than I thought it would be because I don't normally do a true with the grain on the neck. And then to get into other things, what I was originally alluding to is that I'm going to keep a goatee. I'm going to shave the mustache. I'm going to keep the Van Dyke area. I'm separating soon. And consequently, you want to do all the things that you haven't been able to do for years. Call those even. And in my case, that would be any real facial hair configuration. Because my Air Force standard mustache looks awful. But I did want lather there for the first pass. So I'm separating. After 10 years, you know, I've had a good go. The Air Force has gotten enough out of me. I'm ready to lather all over me. I'm ready to go home and just be a dude. Not the dude, but just a dude. And I haven't tried just the Van Dyke area since I was in my early 20s. I imagine it was 11 years ago or so. So we'll see. It may look stupid. I'm on leave again. I'm on leave for the foreseeable future. I only have a handful of appointments, and then I think I'm done. It's a complicated matter, and there are attorneys involved, and I don't want to comment publicly on exactly what's going on. Fact of the matter is, there are some things I can share, like I'm going to be separating soon, and other things I can't. So I'm not going to. Sorry. I love you all, but it's a liability. I'm going to go back home, back to the home of D.G. Yingling and Son. Lather my beer would suck. And try to assume a normal life. All indications so far point to starting a computer store with my father. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go the other way. Because that hair does grow at a slight downward angle. And because I have so much growth, I don't want it to be super uncomfortable. Luckily, the crease of my double chin has been a fantastic demarcation line for chin hair for a number of years. There we go. And I think we'll go this way. Excuse me, sorry. So that's kind of the reason for the work in the garden, in the lawn, is because I got to get this place ready to move out. And best way to do that is make sure you have grass in all the places there's supposed to be grass, which is namely the lawn, or the yard, or the garden. Semantics. Anyway, all indications, as much as I want to be an astrophysicist, I kind of think I lack the creativity for it, which is probably how I've been you know, playing guitar for 20 years and never written a song. And a lot of other struggles I have with art. So, did I mention this was going to be long shave? It is. Sweet, creamy Tabac goodness. So I think I'm going to open a computer store with my dad. And we're just going to do service from the get-go because that requires no inventory and much less overhead, much less of a budgetary requirement. And quite frankly, I haven't looked at Ingram's or Tech Data or D&H or any of the channel vendors. I haven't looked at their price lists in probably about 11 years. But even when Newegg started, you know, you can't compete. I'm not, certainly with the volume that we'd be looking at. So I'm going to offer niche computer builds where, you know, you could pay me to spec out a system for what you need. See, we went, okay, I'm going to come up this way. I'm going to re-lather my neck and just get into the against the grain pass. So I'm going to spec out your system, explain to you why I've made the decisions I have, and confirm that meets your needs. And then I'll build it. You'll order the parts. You just go right ahead. I'll give you a list. I'll tell you what vendors are cheapest, or I can even pre-fill a cart for you. I don't care. And then you bring me a pile of parts, and I build you a machine that you don't want to put the side panels back on, and that is set up absolutely correctly in terms of your operating system requirement. You need Linux? No problem. You want to try a Hackintosh? I can't do that legally. You want a Windows box? Fine. What do you want? 7, 8, 8.1. And so that's what I think I'm going to try. And things like laptop upgrades and stuff. Because all the stores in my back home are just greedy asshole pigs. When I stopped working in computers in 2002, service rates were like $49 an hour, which I thought was too much then. My dad told me they're like $100 an hour now, and quite frankly, it's not acceptable. It's not affordable. A lot of the people back home work very hard for very little money, and they deserve really excellent service too. Shit. It'll grow back. They deserve really good service too. And they're the best people because they'll tell 5 or 10 friends to come and see me. So that's kind of the model I'm working on. I know what my bottom line is from napkin math so far. I will claim plus or minus 15%. Plus or minus 15% on my math. But even considering the worst case scenario, with the 60, 75 tops bucks an hour, I'm looking at charging people. I can make quite a decent living. People get their machines fixed, and they're happy. And that's the way it's meant to be. Okay. Couldn't remember how much stubble was left. See what happens when I get to talking. And I had a few beers, to be honest. But not enough to completely forget, mostly because I've been talking. And I have timed it. I do shave in like 8 minutes without making a video. quite frankly, most days before work, I just needed to be comfortable in clothes. I do all 3 passes, but they're Steve Farragut quick. Shout out to the Presidente. Let me feel around and see what we got left. And I'm not Ant, and I'm not Brian. I get rambly, you know. This is as much about sharing my life experience with the world as it is about shaving. The thing is, if it weren't for the big shave, I wouldn't do these. I don't give a shit. I don't really use. For those of you who are my friends, you know I don't post anything on Facebook, or very little. I do some. For the most part, I'm not that interesting of a dude. I don't care. What I had for lunch, it's not important. So, do need a smidge of touch-up. I think I went the wrong direction on this cheek. So this cheek needs a whole nother pass. Tons of lather left in the old Rod Neat Custom. And I'll do my neck again. You know, screw it, we'll just do the whole thing again. I'll go a bit quicker. I won't talk, sorry. It's faster that way. I do respect your time, but that only goes so far. God, Tabac is so good. Okay. I do expect a weeper or two on the upper lip just because that's what happens after 4 days. Okay. That's all that good. So it was a very, very good day. We all sunscreened up, or well, I guess sun cream if you live over here. I took the speakers I use with my phone or iPod. Took them outside and we listened to Tom Petty all day. It didn't want to work. I mean, does it get better? If you don't like Tom Petty, I'd rather not hear about it. Unless you have a really good reason and non-flamey way of saying it. I'll listen all day if that's the case. This is the lather left in the old brush here. I do like mine a little more runny than most, but it's Tabac. It's cushiony as hell. Okay. Call that brush almost rinsed. But yeah, it's been a nice day. And we have slowly been preparing to go home because I don't know how things are going to shake out, but I need to be ready just in case. I haven't done anything horribly wrong or I'd be incarcerated, to be honest with you. And I thought for the hell of it I'd wear my Pratt & Whitney shirt because they claim to make dependable engines. Liars. Full tilt. You know it. Matter of fact, soulful tilt. My son is wearing the cologne. Reason being, one of the bribes that we use to get them to cooperate on nights that they require a shower. The kids are 4 and 2. Sorry, 2. One of the ways we get them to cooperate is bribing them with scent, because they do like it when Kelly and I smell good. So they ask for smellies, and that's the reward, if they're good, to get their hygiene ritual performed. So it works. And I certainly have enough EDTs to not be stingy. So Thomas got hit up with my little atomizer of Tabac because I'm not always a huge fan of splashes. For a balm, because I don't have a Tabac balm, I don't even have anything that's really close. We're just going to do Nivea because it's practically non-existent scent-wise. Man, that feels great. And I had enough sun cream on today that I don't believe I didn't sunburn at all. I mean, this area is really mad because I was out in the sun all day, but yeah. It doesn't even look like, I don't even have the mark for my sunglasses. SPF 50 for the win. Excuse me. So there's that. And then we'll go ahead and Tabac up. I'm going to finish cleaning up. I've still got a razor to deal with. This started not feeling real great on the last pass. Maybe I had 3 or 4 on it. I don't know. They're Astras. This slant seems to chew blades up. I don't mind. So I'm going to roll on out. Thanks for hanging, guys. Wow. Holy shit, I'm white. It's not as bad as it looks, I promise. Way more contrast between me and the wall. Yeah, I'll keep everyone apprised. I'll know more in the next couple of weeks, at which point I should be able to discuss it. Although I will be leaving soon, and I will miss this place. I truly, truly love living here. It's just that my family's not here. If I could move them over, you'd have to kick me out. I just adore your company. Well, that too. I adore your country, UK folks. And I am a bit sad to leave, but quite happy for the future. Jason, Jason Alter, I know you're in IT, so if you have any insight, hit me up. I don't think I'm really missing anything. The undercarriage of Windows hasn't changed that much since I left, and I've fixed a ton of computers while I've been here, you know, usually for beer. Why wouldn't you? I'm not a professional anymore, so I don't really charge people, but I say if they'd like to make a donation of beer, I don't mind. That's fine with me. And my dad's become quite adept at fixing cell phones. That's going to be his gig. And then he gets to go back into the world of computer sales once the business has expanded to that point. Just gave this thing a dunk in alcohol. Pardon me, sorry. You know, beer. Steve and other guys, sorry. Hey, look, it's clean now. Well, ish. A little streaky. That's better. Better-ish. So I'm thinking about taking. There's a local college that's a Penn State school. They do a 2+2. So I want to take an associate's in information technology with an emphasis on support or something like that. Just for shits and grins, because I needed to fill the first two. Because what they do, it's a bachelor's program that's designed as an associate plus 2 years of this, and now you have a degree. And then the plus 2 will be the bachelor's in business management and blah, 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 blah. So I take all the accounting classes and shit, and theoretically know how to, well, let's not even say know how, statistically have a lower chance of failing my ass off. But let's be clear, I'm going to have an accountant and a lawyer and blah, 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 blah. Because I don't want to fuck this up because I'm bad at running a business. Like, that part's going to be easy. It's just going to be my dad and I. And I'm going to, oh, that was 2 F-bombs, sorry. If I mess it up, it'll be simply, it'll be readily evident why. But, you know, it's not that hard to balance a checkbook, so why should it be that hard to essentially run the finances of a company? It's just, you know, my concerns are withholding sales tax and all the shit you need to withhold from a paycheck and all that stuff. Having said that, that's why I'm going to trust professionals to do that for me. Oh, while I'm here, speaking of crabgrass being an asshole, I don't even think, there we go. You can see that. When you pull on the roots, like that, yeah, it'll happen. Sorry for the running water, I'm just trying to get this brush clean. We'll call that good. Coming up residue free. So everybody, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I didn't mean to hang around this long, but I was kind of in the middle of some things and wanted to wrap up cleanly. So, as always, you know, if you have anything nice to say, go ahead and say it. If you don't, post it on somebody else's channel. I don't want to read it. Unless it's constructive. I'll listen to constructive criticism all day. To my friend Brad, you're welcome. Good long one for you. And I will be back at a non-specified date in the future. That settled a bit. Looks like I got myself there. This spot's not BBS. Everything else is. I'm thrilled. That was a nice, easy, who the fuck cares how many passes shave. Till next time. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Woo! And, yeah, we'll catch you later. Thanks. Bye. Oh, don't forget to be awesome.